So if you're struggling to stay warm in your shop, I want to show you the comfort zone heater that I got. I'm going to go through and show you how to hardwire this in and install it, or even how to add a plug for your 220.
Right, so if you're able to use the 4 or 6 foot link that's already got the plug on the end, that's great. I'll show you what you want to do with these wires. So this is the green one. This is going to be your ground. Leave the eyelet on this one. We're going to use that with the screw for the heating unit. Okay, so leave that one alone. Your red and your black are your two hots. Your white is your neutral. But all three of these, we're going to need to cut the ends off and expose the wire. Now, if you're in the situation where you don't have time or you don't want to buy the 10-foot option online, I'll jump in and show you how to utilize this and connect the actual plug itself. So what I did is I fed it in here, had enough to go to the very end of the plug, routed this all and mocked it up, and I saw here, so I cut that off for this hot, cut that one off, run this out, and actually had to come over to the side, and I cut that and so on. I did the same, where I took off a 1/2 inch of the insulation around each one of the colored wires though, and that fed through here. And then on the inside, if you can see these, there's a little, let's see if I can push this up. There's a little flathead screw right there. That opens up this kind of a U bracket inside there. You feed your wire through, screw this down, it crimps it back down. And each one of these prongs, they move up and down. Time to put the back cover back on and screw it down. All right, so we're gonna have about 6 inches of actual insulated wire inside of the unit itself, but we only need about 3 3/4 inches that's gonna be exposed. We're actually gonna separate and open everything up. So I cut it down 3 3/4 right here, just scored a little bit just so you can twist this like that and pull that insulation off. Just like that. And then we're gonna wanna go through and get rid of all of this insulation around in between here so we can get just the wires exposed. Right now our bracket is all mounted up. I used about a 2-inch lag bolt, screwed this all the way in. It's really nice and strong. It's gonna hold us just fine. We're at our 13-inch mark here. So no matter what, this unit won't get closer than 13 inches to the wall, and I'm still able to move it back around. All right, now we got it hanging. I'll show you how we did that. You just have 4 thumb screws. These are gonna be the main mounts, and then there's 3 other options up there as far as what type of angle you want to have on it. Now with it already hung up, it's going to be easy to still do the wiring. You just got to remove this one screw. The panel drops out of the bottom. Now I just got to run my cord right down here over to where my 220 is back there. All right, I'm going to come in here and kind of show you what I did. First, on the outside, you have 2 different options here. I went with the bigger one here in the back, used a 3/4 clamp to go inside here. I'll link those in below. And what that's going to do is allow the cord to go in, the insulated portion of the wire to come in, and then you're going to take these 2 screws and tighten them up just enough to hold this in place. And then what I did is I mapped out, and I seen my res going to go right here to the L1, and I have just enough right there, so if I take this insulation back, I'll have enough bare wire to go inside there. Same with this one, and then we have our ground. I took the little screw off right here. We'll put an eyelet on the end of the ground, the green one. We'll mount that there, and this will be the one that we capped off. All right, I went ahead and already wired everything up. I haven't taped this up yet. I like to add a little bit of electrical tape. This is our neutral wire. This is the one that we capped off. Now this unit comes with a little zip tie quick connect right here, so I went ahead and tied up these 2 hot wires to that. This one's already connected. The ground one's already connected through the screw, and I did cut this one short so I could cap it off. Now, to go through why you don't need the neutral. This device, this actual heating unit is only set up for a 3-wire instead of a 4-wire. So the reason is because you have the 2 hots and the ground, and that's normally it. But I have a plug, like a lot of people have a plug in the wall for 220 that has the 4-prong, which is your common dryer vent one. All right, so here's our fuse box. We're gonna go through and explain how to do the hard wire if you wanna go up through the ceiling and down the walls. It's not my favorite option, but it's easy to do. Option is you can add a plug like I did with the heater right here, and this will work whether it's 3-wire or 4-wire. We'll go through both options and how to change the plug in. All right, before you take your panel off, you're gonna want to turn off the main power here, so that way you turn off all the power to all the breakers up above. Now always remember that these 3 wires coming in, you may have more. Most often you'll see 3 in most residents. Those are live all the time, even if you turn that off. So if you touch one of those, still gonna knock you on your butt. We're going to quickly go through and explain how to install the 220. Now the main difference is, you can see here there's a bar between these 2 that links these. So those are all 220.
The single one, where there's just one to turn over, that's 110, okay? Now this is a 4-prong outlet, and this works no matter if you have a 4-prong or 3-prong design. The heater itself is designed for 3, okay? Even if you have a 4-prong like I do here, we're gonna go through and show you how to make that work and work safely. I like having the 4-prong design because it fits most of the other tools I like to use, and this heater is only gonna be temporary. I don't plan on being in the shop again next year. So this way I can plug it in, use it when I need it, and unplug it. The wire 220, I'm gonna quickly go over this so you can decide if you're gonna do a hard wire or add a plug. Now out of one of your 220s, these are both 220 right here, you have your red or black. Those are both hot, it doesn't matter which one. You're gonna have 2 going into this one or 2 going into this one. Now like this one right below it, this is only a 110, so there's only 1 hot coming into it. Each one of these, whether you have 2 hots for a 220 or 1 hot for a 110, you have also your ground wire that's going to be hooked in. You're gonna take those 3 or 4 wires, depending on how many you're using, and run it up to your heater. Now, if you're gonna add the plug like I did, you can just start from right here. You can take your wires, install them, and you're gonna go at an angle and pop your breaker down, run your wires down like for what I did, and you come into one of these knockouts. So this knockout right here, I install my plug. All right, that's everything. It's installed. Now it's time for you to put yours in. Like, you've been watching videos all day, so go put yours in. Like, seriously, stop watching. It's time to put your own in.